Hey there, viewers. It's Pretentious James with another Devil's Due movie review. Today we're looking at The Beast, or The Beast of War as it's sometimes known in other markets. This movie was suggested to me by a coworker who is a former Marine and said this movie was actually brought up in his training by a tank commander. The plot of the film revolves around a Soviet tank crew that gets separated and has to fight for survival against a band of mujahideen, which are attacking them in retaliation for destroying their village. The movie qualifies as a Devil's Due movie review because it made no money. It had an estimated $8 million budget in the 1980s. It grossed worldwide $161,000. Colossal financial failure. Now, we'll go into the reasons for that later, but the movie itself, it shouldn't have been such a failure, and after watching it at my friend's suggestion, I agree. It's a tense military film. It paints both sides of the conflict with nuance, good character development. It kind of has a lot of themes that are Moby Dick-esque to me. I was going to say Moby Dick-ish, but that just doesn't sound right for some reason. Anyway, there's the tank commander who is obsessed with his being a tank commander and his tank crew and fulfilling the mission. And he's very stubborn, very obsessive, much like Captain Ahab. On the other side, there is the leader of the Mujahideen that's chasing them is also very driven because his sense of honor demands that he get revenge for his village. Additionally, there is one of the tank crew that's a little more pensive and reminds me a lot of Ishmael, if you've ever read Moby Dick. And he's kind of the protagonist. He's who we see both sides of the conflict through. Very good movie. The battle scenes are very tense. I was told by people more knowledgeable than me that it's extremely realistic in terms of battle. I know, reading up on the film, the actual tank used in the movie was a Russian tank that was captured, and the movie production company basically rented it out. So that's an actual Russian tank, very authentic, and apparently a lot of the equipment used throughout the film is authentic. There's a couple of spots where it's not, but for the most part, they used all realistic weaponry from the era and from the countries. I think the helicopter was one of the big exceptions. Jason Patric plays the character I described kind of as Ishmael. You may remember him from mainly from The Lost Boys. He was the main character in that. He was also in a movie called Sleepers, and he was also in Speed 2. The other big actor you may know is Stephen Baldwin. He's been in a ton of films from the very famous Baldwin family. I fondly remember him most from The Usual Suspects, but that's just me. Outside of that, there are a few character actors you may recognize from other things, but if I told you their names, you would have to be diehard movie buff to just recognize them off the top of your head. One of the things the movie really tries to drive home is how revenge damages even those that are seeking it. And because the movie paints both sides with nuance, the never-ending conflict just keeps damaging both sides. Very poignant in parts, but still good action film, very tense. And minor spoiler, there's a scene where the Russians poison a water hole in the Afghan desert just because they think it'll take out some of their pursuers. And they inadvertently poison a helicopter rescue crew that was going to save them. And it's just another moment in the movie where the quest for revenge and the fighting ends up costing them. And like I said earlier, it didn't make a lot of money, and that's why it's a Devil's Due pick. Why didn't it make the money? Well, the story that I read basically says that it was made by Columbia Pictures. One of the Columbia executives greenlit it, liked the project, left the job, and was replaced. The replacement who came in did not feel the same way about the project and basically sandbagged it. No marketing budget, extremely limited theatrical release. So the movie was set up to fail by the incoming executive. Is it fair? Not at all. This movie is great. If you look at the critic scores and the user scores, it's a very popular, well-done movie. It just didn't make any money because of some petty executive. Yeah, 2 thumbs up for me. Until next time.